Go.
You're watching the Weiss channel. Da 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 da.
Da-da-da. Let's go.
Okay. So, today we are going to start with sine, cosine, and tangent, how that works. Okay? So, for example, we're still working with right triangles. Okay? Still working with right triangles. And if I'm talking about angle A, does it make sense that this side here is opposite angle A? Across from angle A, that is the opposite side. Does that make sense? Okay. Meaning, for example, if I'm standing here, does it make sense that Kamaje is opposite me? Okay? Or if I'm standing this way, does it make sense that Michelle is opposite me? Okay? Over here, this side is opposite angle A. I need a nod if that makes sense. Okay? Can we please put phones away? All phones away. Okay? Phones away. I want you to watch this.
How are we going to put the phone away, Mr. Weiss?
What?
How are we going to put the phone away? Okay,
Don't put my phone away, okay? All right? So, this concept we're going to use for the next month, okay? So I want you to agree that this is opposite angle A, okay? Now, hopefully you already know that this side is the hypotenuse, right? That's still the hypotenuse, okay? This side here is called the adjacent side. What does the word adjacent mean in English? Does anyone know? It means next to. It means next to.
I knew that.
This side is next to angle A. You might say, well, isn't the hypotenuse next to angle A? Yeah, but we call it the hypotenuse. The other one, this side, is called the adjacent side. Okay? So this is opposite, and this is adjacent. Are we okay with that? I need a nod, confirm you're okay with that. All right? Okay. So what if we were looking here at this angle? If we're looking at this angle, okay, this angle B, does it make sense that this here is the opposite side? This is opposite angle B. Does that make sense? Okay. And this is still the hypotenuse. And this here now is the adjacent side. Next to angle B. Is everyone okay with that? Can I have a nod, please? Confirm we're okay with that. Does that make sense? What if the triangle is flipped over sideways? Here's angle Z. Does it make sense that this side is now opposite angle Z? Okay? Can I have a nod? Is everyone okay with that? This here is the hypotenuse, right? And this is the adjacent side, next to angle Z. Okay? Are we still good there? Okay? All right. So now we're going to talk about sine, cosine, and tangent and where they come from. All right? Sine, cosine, and tangent. And I'm going to call it SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA, what are you talking about? Here's exactly what I'm talking about. Sine of an angle is the opposite side over the hypotenuse. Okay? S, sine, is O, opposite, over H, hypotenuse. S-O-H, so. Okay? So, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Okay? Cosine, C, C for cosine is A over H, adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay? C is A over H. Ka, so ka. Okay? Toa, tan. Tan, T, tan is opposite over adjacent. Okay? T is O over A. Toa. Soka toa. Okay? So I'm going to want you to remember Soka toa. My uncle told me that he learned it. Let's saddle our horses, canter away happily to other adventures. Thank you, Uncle Al. All right? That might be harder for you to learn.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Soka toa.
Soka toa, that's fine.
Yeah.
That'll be easier. Soka toa. All right? So Soka toa means sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, tan is opposite over adjacent. What am I talking about? Here's what I'm talking about. Here's a triangle, what's called a 3, 4, 5 triangle. This is 3, this is 4, this is 5, because 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared, okay? All right, so if I say what's the sine of A? Sine of A, here's angle A. What's sine? Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. What side is opposite A? What number is opposite A? 3. Over, what's the hypotenuse?
5.
5. Done. That's your answer.
That's a whole lot of.
Okay. Cosine. What's adjacent to A? 4. What's the hypotenuse? 5. 4 over 5. Done. That's all I want. Okay. Tan. What's tan of A? What's opposite?
3.
What's adjacent?
4.
3 over 4. Done. That's it. That's all I want. B. Here's B. What's the sine of B? What's opposite?
4.
What's the hypotenuse?
5.
Sine of B is 4 over 5. Done. Cosine B. What's adjacent to B? 3. What's the hypotenuse? 3 over 5. Tan. What's tan of B? What's opposite?
4.
What's adjacent?
3.
4 over 3. Done. That's all you're doing today. Okay? Over here, here's XYZ, triangle XYZ. Okay? Sine of X. Here's X.
7.
What's opposite? 7. What's the hypotenuse?
25.
25. 7 over 25. Done. Cosine X. Here's X. What's adjacent to X?
24.
24. What's the
25.
hypotenuse? 25. 24 over 25. Done. Tan of X. What's opposite X?
7.
What's the adjacent?
24.
7 over 24. Done. Let's look at Y. Okay. Sine of Y. What's opposite Y?
24.
24. What's the hypotenuse? 24 over 25. Cosine Y. What's adjacent to Y? 7. What's the hypotenuse? 7 over 25. Tan Y. What's opposite Y? 24. What's adjacent?
7.
24/7. This is how you do it. You've been watching the Weiss channel. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my god.
Da da da.